Hey everybody, welcome back. We rolled into Tucson a little bit late, but we got plenty of plans for hiking, learning about cactus, watching some bad jets fly by, and cooking up an amazing Sonoran-inspired menu at the home of Chef Linda. Stick around. Welcome to What Doin'. We're Deb and Aaron, two retirees originally from Washington State who love to travel the country, make new friends, have new adventures, scuba dive, hike, cook, and just about anything outdoors. Come along for the ride. You never know what kind of crazy adventures we're going to get mixed up in. And you never know what doing.
Good morning. We're checking another one off the bucket list today. We're hiking the Kings Canyon Trail. This is Saguaro National Park.
Unlike most of our hikes, we didn't get to this trailhead before dawn. Deb had some ideas for photos that she wanted on the hike, and we knew that hiking the little valley would stay shaded later due to the Tucson mountains. Our planned route was King Canyon to Wasson Peak, but we actually cut this hike short. We spent a lot of time exploring and looking at different types of cactus. Now, I've never spent a lot of time around cactus, but after seeing the ocotillo and its thorns, and the prickly pear and its thorns, and especially the cholla and its thorns, I'm glad we waited until the visibility was better. With all the different types of cactus there are, the most iconic, majestic, and my favorite is the saguaro. They can live 200 or more years. The oldest one on record was Gould Granddaddy, who lived to 300 years old.
That, I believe, is the other leg of the trail that we will walk back when we do the loop. We're up above, and we're headed for Wasson Point, which I'm not sure if it's that one or somewhere around the corner. We'll find out. That's kind of a cool old building. It's on the trail. I don't know what it used to be. We'll find out. So it looks old, but I don't think it's that old. It's either A, the entrance to the gold mine, or B, the his and hers. I don't know. What do you think? The cactus are just beautiful up here. You couldn't get much of a better setting for a hike. Check that out. There's a neat little picnic shelter on the trail up here with a fireplace. Of course, it's seen better days. It's a beautiful day. We got up early this morning, well, ish, and came up. It's supposed to be about 70 degrees. It was about 48, 49 when we left the trailhead. And it's just beautiful blue sky until you look that way.
We had a little change in the weather, and that's what led to us changing our plans for the hike.
You'll know when you get to the point where you're close to the gold mine. That would be a clue right there.
We spent some time kicking around at the top of the hill at the gold mine. We didn't find any gold, and with the weather moving in, we decided to save the rest of the hike for a different day. There's just too many good days to hike on a bad day. Even though this wasn't a bad day, we weren't sure it was going to hold out. Saguaro National Park is divided into two sections. We were in the Tucson Mountain District, or the west side. The other side is the Rincon Mountain District. If you don't have the time or the ability to hike one of the trails, you should definitely check out the Bajada Loop Drive. It's a 6-mile unpaved loop with pullouts, picnic areas, and trailheads. You do not need a 4-wheel drive or high-clearance vehicle to take this drive. If you visit the Rincon District, then look for Cactus Forest Drive. It's an 8-mile paved loop. Both have magnificent views, and bicycles are allowed, so keep your eyes on the road. Regardless of which side of the park you visit, you'll enjoy the drive, the hike, the picnic, or whatever it is on your agenda for the day. As we drove back over Gates Pass, which by the way is another beautiful view, and seeing all of the cactus, it made us want to take a little of the desert home to Raven with us. So we headed to the place that's a favorite with the locals. So we kind of fell in love with the Southwest, and Deb wanted some cactus for the coach. So we came down here. We're going to take a look and see what it is. This is B&B Cactus Farm. We asked several of the people that we met where was the best place to buy cactus. They all said B&B. The staff was super friendly and the selection was huge. I want the bull. Look. It's a barbecue grill. How cool is that? With so many varieties of cactus, it was overwhelming, so we called in the expert.
Okay.
So we travel full-time
Okay.
in an RV, and we want to get some cactus to take with us, but what is the best one that can be inside when we're traveling and fairly safe for the cat, that she's not going to get her nose poked and that we're not going to get poked?
Well, the safest one would be the petting cactus. This one is Mammillaria scheidiana, and as you can see, you can pet it. It will not poke you. And this one is Mammillaria plumosa, and it also is a petting, what we call a petting cactus. This
Guessing
one,
that one is not.
no. This is one of the Geminispina, which is what that is there. This is a different varietal, and there are lots of these up here. We just put these up out of seed plots. We grow about 5,000 or 6,000 saguaros a year.
Wow.
And we sell them, obviously, but we also use them as part of promotions as giveaways. Everybody wants a saguaro, so
We kind of have to have one.
We give them away. So,
but they're going to get tall. We can't have that in an RV.
well, yeah, your RV would fall long apart before these get too big.
We settled on a couple smaller cactuses and then headed out for our next adventure. I want you to meet Chef Linda. She's an independent contractor for an outfit called Cozy Meal. She's a chef, and she invites people into her home to teach them Sonoran cooking.
Onion, and you want to make the recipe, you'll be fine. Just know that somewhere there's somebody going, heathen.
Somebody like Chef Linda is going to be saying, how can you do that? I taught you,
So,
I've made cookbooks, and here you go and mess up my
that's
recipe.
right, that's right. Hours wasted on your food. Yeah. So we're going to be using poblanos tonight. Poblanos are sort of somewhat heart-shaped. Sometimes they're called pasillas. P-A-S-I-L-L-A-L, double L, like choya, is a Y sound.
Okay.
So, what do you hear?
A little sizzle.
That's what you're looking for. That's what you're waiting to hear, a sizzle. If it's spattering out, it's too high.
Too hot.
If it's just sitting there steaming at you, it's too low, right? And again, 30 seconds to get aromatic, and then you're ready to add your corn. Now, you'll go ahead and sizzling a lot because the corn is cold from being in the freezer. An ancho is what they call a dried poblano. You don't call them dried poblanos, you call them anchos.
Anchos.
And when they're anchos, they're very raisiny, very fruity, and amazing the difference when you dry a poblano, the fruitiness that you get from that is just extraordinary.
Yum. I can smell it already. That's just yum.
The menu for the night was a queso fundido with poblano vinaigrette, a Mexican mixed salad, corn and poblano lasagna, and for dessert, Mexican hot chocolate cookies. Chef Linda was very good at teaching us the background of the dishes, demonstrating different techniques, and putting up with two goofballs in her kitchen. When cooking required a specific technique, she would explain it, then demonstrate it, and then Deb or I would complete the task under her watchful eye. The main dish was the corn and poblano lasagna. Even though it wasn't the first to be served, it was the one we worked on first because it needed the longest cooking time. And I have to tell you, even though it was a vegetarian dish, I didn't miss the meat in this thing at all. I don't think it took her very long to realize just how much Deb and I loved food and how much we loved to joke around.
I bet you can figure out how much cheese goes on top.
I'll bet you I'm going to dump the rest of it in
I bet you will.
I'm not smart, but I can lift heavy things.
Just do it.
Hey,
Cool.
I love it.
And somehow, when we were here, we hit the stove. That's the only thing you have to watch, is that the stove will go off because you touch it. That's okay.
That is amazing stove. Look at that. High tech.
I told you I like to bake children, so my stove operates off of Alexa and Echo. And its name is Hansel and Gretel.
I love your sense of humor. You are perfect for us. You couldn't be-
Yes, okay.
I'm pouring in front of a chef. It's making me nervous. The chef. I don't want to give up any of the garlic because the garlic's so good.
Alexa, set timer for 45 minutes. 45 minutes, starting now. And what we want to do over the fire is allow the starch to come out of solution. So let it cook, because it's already, see how the minute it starts to bubble? And see how there's some white coming out of that? That's the starch coming out of solution.
Okay.
Which is going to, when it comes to get in contact with the milk, thicken. If you don't get the starch out and allow it to bloom out of the roux, you can't get a really good thickening. And now the starch is available. I'm going to add some milk, not all of it. Again, you do take it off the fire to do this part. I want you to hold on to the pan and I want you to whisk as I add this. Notice how it dissolved immediately and it becomes thickening. Okay, put it back on the stove. No lumps. No lumps. No lumps. This is where you would add cheese to make macaroni and cheese.
After all of my time in the kitchen, I finally learned how to make the perfect roux. Then it was our time to be treated to the first course, the queso fundido with poblano vinaigrette.
And that is that poblano vinaigrette.
That looks good.
Can you smell it? I mean, you're right here. Of course you can smell it. But
Television.
yeah. Yum.
Isn't that pretty?
That's beautiful.
The last dish of the night was the Mexican hot chocolate shortbread cookies. Now, as much time as Deb and I have in the kitchen cooking, we still learn things during this portion of the dinner. Whether it was heat in the oven, how to mix properly, or the ingredients that you use to make the cookies, we learned all through the night. We had a fun time learning the new techniques, having some fun with Chef Linda, and I know she had a good time getting after me when I did something wrong.
Oh man, you're going to caramelize the sugar on that sheet.
I can blow it
Gonna
off.
make you clean it up.
I can blow it off.
See, he's trying to get all chefy. Oh, look at that. Yum.
The presentation wasn't the best after being cooked by two amateur chefs under the watchful eye of Chef Linda. but the flavor was amazing. This was the perfect end to the perfect day in Tucson, Arizona. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for us because you never know what doing.